Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Life Coach PJ here again. And I'm going to share with you guys just 3 tips on how you can change your generation. And when I say change the generation, this is the kind of the mode that I've been in. My mom raised me. She did the best that she could. And I felt it was my responsibility to pick up where she left off and push forward to where my kids are even better. And even I just wanted to where my great, 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 great grandkids can trace back to me and be like, oh, my great, 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 great granddad did this, and this is what changed the family dynamics or changed the family generation. I grew up poor. My mom was poor, but I already changed it, but I want to change it even more and set that bar high. I already set it up high for my kids. I'm not saying they have to reach the area that I reached at. I just want them to be productive citizens of society, but high expectations are out there for them. And same thing when they have their kids and so on and so on and so on. So for you out there, you have no control of the type of family you were born in, what your parents had, what they didn't have. But what you do have control of right now, you can choose to change your generation. Whether you have older kids, maybe it's a little bit too late, but if they have kids, you can focus on your grandkids. So basically, I'll give you 3 tips on how you can start to change the generation. The first tip, simple: get life insurance. It is very, very important. So many people out here are passing away and the family doesn't have the financial means to bury them. So part of it doesn't even have to be $1 million, $2 million policy. It could be something like a 50,000 or even 20,000, just enough to bury. And if you have enough, you can put it to where maybe it's a 200,000, enough to bury, and your family can just give them a little head start in life. So that's the first tip: get life insurance. There's many people out here on social media that's selling it. You can look up anywhere. Specifically, I would say go with term, but some people like whole. You decide. Just get some sort of life insurance. You want to be having a GoFundMe and collecting money because your loved one has passed away or you have passed away. So make sure you get some sort of life insurance for yourself mainly. And then usually if you have smaller kids, they add them on as riders and usually don't even have to pay a fee for them. But you never know what can happen. But most importantly, get life insurance. And you can get it probably as cheap as 50, 60, $70. I know everybody's budget is different, but it's definitely something worth putting in because one thing is guaranteed: we're all gonna go one day. So get yourself life insurance so that burden is not put on your kids and your family, that at least you'll know that when you're gone, at least the funeral is taken care of. All right, the second thing to kind of change the generation is getting some sort of 401k, 403b, some sort of investment for retirement. And the thing how this will change the generation, because when you're older, you're retired, you have a little bit of money saved to where you can take care of yourself and you're not a burden to your kids. Of course, your kids hopefully will have no problem taking care of you, but they have their family and different things like that. So it does put a financial burden, sometimes a physical burden as well. But if you have some money stashed away specifically in a retirement fund to where expenses can be paid, maybe you can even pay for a nurse or just good accommodations, first of all, it's going to make your latter years great, or somewhat comfortable, because you can get the best care and you're not putting that financial burden on your kids or your family. So get some sort of retirement fund, or even if you're saving money, but have something so when you're old enough and you can't get work or work anymore, that you can be taken care of. So that would definitely help changing the generation, because now your kids and their kids, they can save that money and they don't have to worry about taking care of grandpa, great grandpa, or wherever the age, or grandmother or grandma, whatever age you live up to. But get some sort of investment savings. And the last thing is get some sort of college fund. If you have small kids and if you can afford it, get some sort of college fund. And not saying everybody has to go to college, but at least it's an option. And get one to where if your kids don't go to college, maybe it can transfer into a trade school or even cash out, or just once again save some sort of educational fund, or maybe a fund for start a house for them, that would help your kids so much that they don't have to worry about putting down on their first house because it's paid for, or paying for school. So that will also help change the generation, just little things like that. And if you're like me, who didn't have any of these things in place by my parents, then make a difference with your kids if they're small enough, or if they're old enough, then you know what, do it for the grandkids. But you have the ability. There's so many resources, so many ways you can get knowledge, that it's no excuse for not being able to change your generation. You should not be doing worse than your parents. You should be doing better, and then so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. So I just wanted to share this quick video with you guys on changing the generation. So those 3 tips. First tip is saving money for, well, getting life insurance. Second thing is saving for some sort of retirement. And then last thing is saving for a college or education, even down payment on a house, something like that. So like, share the video. And as always, Life Coach PJ, check me out on Facebook, YouTube, log in, subscribe to my YouTube channel, trying to build that up. And you guys have a wonderful day.